We didn't have a choice back in the day.
Right, you were beat to be right, no rule, no religion.
My dad had that.
Catholic school either.
Did you go to Catholic school?
No.
No?
I can't imagine.
No, that's what my dad did. Same one. No, we're wrong because he did it.
Dad would say my mother came out as the writing teacher, and she didn't care if I wrote with my feet after my mom got done.
Okay, let's call this meeting to order. Big stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We could take just a moment here and review our agenda. Anybody have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
We do. We have another resolution that we just, had put on the table that I had done earlier today. So we need to add that.
To, I guess that would be 2G.
Extra copies here? Yep.
I didn't have one?
Did you get one?
No.
Okay. You read it? Okay. And I want to entertain a motion to approve the agenda with one addition, please.
So moved.
One second.
Alderman Moskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Peterson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Okay, we'll get into old business. Now, the first thing that we'd like to discuss tonight is our one-time annual payout increase. Normally, typically what we usually do is what we've done in the past, is we've done $100 for every year of full-time employment, and then $50 for part-time employment. As we all know, finances are a little rough this go around, and we've discussed this, and we've discussed our budget. To be completely honest, we feel incredibly comfortable with it. So, I have another option, and it may not be the best option. You guys let me know. Okay, I just kind of wanted to throw it out there. But I was thinking for a lot of our employees are basically in the 1 to 3. So I was kind of thinking maybe $100 for 1 to 3, and then for 4 to 9, $250. And that would bring it down significantly. What do we figure out that number to actually end up being?
So it's on the second page of your.
2,700-ish, 4,000.
Yeah, and then we had, oh yeah, that's right, then we had 2014, 750, and then, yeah, Billy was 15. So he would be at 1,000, so yeah. And then we have we have 2 part-timers, which they could stay at 50, or it's completely up to you guys what you think. I know it's not a huge chunk, but at least it kind of takes away a little.
It's just a one-time.
This is a one-time annual payout.
Looking forward to the COLA thing. What's the total cost of that gonna be for the year?
So any input or any suggestions or anything, so I'm telling you, it's a pretty tight budget this go around.
So we went from 100 each year to just one flat.
I broke it up into.
I mean, it's not, you can see here, it's not a huge difference.
Mhm.
I mean, even if you guys wanted to break it down even more, you could even break it down more. I was just trying to keep it where it was somewhat the same, maybe not, you know, I mean, I can compare the employees next year, but they weren't really prepared for this year.
Right.
So that's why I was kinda trying to just kinda ease them in. Because this year's gonna be a little bit worse than what we anticipated.
So I hate to do it because I know that they're not actually getting a lot compared to what they normally do. However, due to the state that our budget is in, I think that we bump that down even more. I don't think we should do part-time at all. I think full-time needs to be bumped down to 50 per year. And that would be a total of 2050 if we do it that way.
So you're saying just straight up 50 for full-time employees only?
Yeah. Just straight up 50 each year, because ideally what we want is longevity in an employee anyway. So the longer they're there, they're gonna get that $50 each year. So, you know, if you have a 1 to 3 and you're putting them, what was that bracket?
$100.
1 to 3 at $100, you have some that should get less and some that should get more, potentially doing it at that rate. So
Yeah.
just doing even $50 each year that you're here for full time.
So you're cutting that in half.
So you're just literally cutting it in half, yep.
2,000.
Yeah.
Except for you're not paying your,
No part-timers.
Right. The only two part-timers that we have are Brimmager and Minot, but Minot's now a full-time employee. So the only person that's totally cutting out is Brimmager, and I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Do we
I
just
mean, it
make
still
it,
keeps it the same, basically, I mean, the same concept,
Just a lesser amount.
just a lesser amount.
but do we just do a flat 50? Since it's just, there's only one part-timer, per se, from what she was saying, because Matt went full-time,
Well, it's not, he'd be considered part-time. for this.
still part-time, yeah,
For this year, yeah, because he was part-time this year.
but that'd be a big difference if we just left them on, since they're just getting 50, because they're only been here for a year.
and then, would they be flat rate then?
Like,
I mean,
flat 50.
Or we just
Yeah, the
gonna,
flat
we're just
50.
gonna,
50. Sandy? What do you think?
Just thinking what you're saying.
Because I'm not opposed with what Cole was saying for the full-timers, but since there's only two part-timers, so I'm just flat rated at 50. What would that?
We just get an extra $100, so it'd be $21, just put it down to $50 a year.
Entertain a motion to have our one-time annual payout at $50 per year, with the part-timers being right at $50. Is that what you were saying, Bobby?
Yeah, flat. Make a motion for that, for the 50 per year with the flat 50 for the part-timers.
Anybody have any other suggestions if that's not gonna roll through?
I mean, I'm okay with that. That 50 for part-timers, I mean, yeah, it's $100, but still, I think with our budget, we just take it out of there, and we keep it fair across the board. It's not fair that a full-timer is getting $50 per year and a part-timer who works 8 hours a year is also getting $50.
So her motion would be without the 50.
Yes, we can entertain a motion to have the one-time annual payout at $50 per year. Nothing for the part-timers though.
I'll second it.
Who's the motion? Did Nicole motion?
I didn't
hear
call
the
her.
motion.
First whole motion then.
So we're
We didn't have an initial motion.
Right. So I'll make a motion that we do the one-time AP at $50 per year, full-time employees only.
I'll second it.
Alderman Sargent,
Nay.
Alderman Alderman Hanson, Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alright, so now we will discuss the COLA. Cannot reiterate enough to you guys. I'm just putting it out there. I know it's 3.2 for the cost of living.
Didn't last year we did the full, or what year was it that we did?
We
the
did quite a
full?
bit last go round.
The 2 years ago, we did, the max, which I believe was somewhere
It was
around,
like 8, wasn't it?
no, that was, I wanna say it was somewhere around 4-ish that year. And then last year it was 8. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was, that's right.
I think it was like 2 increments, so it was like halfway through the year and then at the end of the year.
My suggestion is
Yeah.
that's
So,
my suggestion, but
Since we
I
did
give it to you guys,
a
but
full 8% the last year, I don't think we should do it this time around.
we've given a decent amount for cost of
Right.
living the last couple go rounds. And, the state that we're in, I just think that's.
I don't think we should do this one for this year.
So I will entertain a motion to actually not do a cost of living this year.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll sec, oops, sorry.
Alderman Hanson, Alderman Hanson,
Alderman
Aye.
Hanson.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into the 2024 budget. We've got the general budget, the water and sewer, and then the budget announcement. Now, we've done a lot of research on this, a lot of going back and forth, trying to get this resolved. We've found quite a bit, over researching quite a bit, going over quite a few things. We've had to reach out to our auditor on a couple different things as well. Mostly because it was just the initial amount that was put into, how would we, I'm sorry, Tracy.
No, you're
I
fine.
know, I see the number, but I can't describe what it came from.
Big one.
So the prior, it was based on services sold instead of what was received. And that's a big difference.
Yeah, so that very, very top number that we've always gone by, the initial number that you always have, the very, very top, whenever you're doing your budget. Because we were going by, it was sold and not by what was received, which is always drastically different. And, so much so that it actually put us in the hole quite a bit this year. And after speaking with our auditor for quite some time, working with her, going over many different options, and you spoke with her the most, so I'd like you to explain what it was that she actually told you for a resolution for this year to get our budget where it needs to be this year.
So, she, in talking to her, and Rachel and I both, we've emailed, we've conversated, she came here, and helped us as well in the office. And she stated that if we were negative, as long as we had what we needed in reserves to cover that, then it was okay. So the only, to do is to transfer from where we have the amount of money we need and to put it into reserves to cover the negative amount. And that is solely, Rachel and I ran reports, and ran reports, we ran services sold reports, and then looking at what was sold versus what is received to even begin to put that number in for water, it's drastically different.
And I could tell you guys, you know, we were talking about how we were shaving down, we felt like we just didn't have any more to shave down. Yeah, we're gonna have to find more to shave down. So, that was the severity of where we're actually at. The amount of income that we receive is quite a bit less than what actually was out. So this is the reason why we have always had, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, why there has always been a little bit of, taken from here to try to cover this or to cover that, and they haven't always been right on the money. I have a feeling it's probably got a lot to do with that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to manage this strongly this year to make sure that we're watching every single solitary thing. Because we've got it now.
Isn't this what you said, give you 7 to 8 months to straighten out last May in a statement?
We don't have any comments, please. So now what we're going to do is we're
Oh,
going to
really?
go ahead, I have not time for.
On the public budget, you have no public comment
Right
here.
now. I don't believe that we're.
Well, I can tell you
comments
this,
right now.
it's illegal
We don't have comments
to
tonight.
transfer.
We don't have comments tonight.
You can't,
There is
this
no
is a public meeting,
The mayor has the
and this is
ability
the
to
most
make that
important
decision,
issue
and we don't have
in this town, as you're continuing to bankrupt it. This is the 6th year. This is almost $1.5 million you've run this city down by.
So what we're gonna do is we are going to steady budget everything down and watch where like I said, she's got the sewer, she's got the water, we've got general, we've got streets. So now we can see exactly where everything is going instead of just having everything in general and everything taken out of different areas. Now we're gonna really be able to see exactly what's transferred. And like I said, we really did see now when we
Mean
really got
mugging
into
me.
it.
So, we've also talked about possibly having to reduce salaries or pay. These are like serious things. We don't have a choice. So, we don't know what to do.
We have to. So we're not just trying to play with money and toss money around. We literally are trying to come up with the best resolution that we possibly can. And that was, yes, Tracy is correct. That was it. We had talked to her.
Well, we have to have a budget on the table January
We
1st,
have
correct?
to have a budget passed.
So as of
before
right
we do
now,
anything.
With that, actually, what we can do is we can take the funds, like what the auditor has suggested, take the funds of where we have it, get our budget at a 0 for 2024. But this year, we're really gonna have to stay focused.
But ultimately, where are those funds coming from to be transferred over? I get that they're, it's not imaginary, so
It's coming out of the transportation fund, is where it would come out of.
and they okay that?
We've had conversations with the attorney on what to do, and I honestly, I don't know what to do.
Okay.
I honestly don't know what to do. We have looked at every single thing that we can do. We have taken everything away when we had our workshop and you guys were here working. We have scratched this out, put this here. Rachel and I both are, we have looked at this and looked at this and looked at this and tried to figure out, and the only thing I can tell you is, in the past, it has been incorrect.
Correct.
So, we have to do what we have to do the right way, obviously, and we can't say, base something off of what is sold, because we don't have it coming in.
But if you don't have it coming in, how are you gonna cover it?
We can't.
So that's where we're at.
Okay, is this legal to do? If we approve this tonight without any transfers, revisit this here in the next 2 weeks in January. This needs to be, would love to be able to look at my notes, where we're at on things, actually see what's. So yes, if we basically approve this budget as it is for paperwork purposes,
Yes, we can.
to be in legal standing,
Yes, we can.
okay, and then get right back to this.
Yes. And I say that because I have asked our auditor this question, like, I don't know what to do, and she said, as long as you have it to cover it, it's okay if it's in the negative, if you have it to cover it.
It would be different if the funds weren't actually there at all. Because I had spoken with the attorney actually about that as well. Because he wanted us to have the numbers of the actual bank statement, to show if there's any bankruptcy or anything like that, and that was not the case at all. It's allocated in different areas, and we do have the funds to cover it. We just have to pull it from a different area to be able to cover it, to get it to a zero. So, but we are also gonna have to look into other options as well to keep this operating properly. And it's not the best solution in the world, but it is something that we are going to have to do. So, I entertain a motion to approve the budget with taking the money
Transferring from the transportation into the
into
reserve.
reserve
Zero.
to create a zero balance for the budget 2024.
That's on this resolution.
This one.
That's the one I. To approve it. Resolution to approve the 2024.
That's the only way this works.
Right now, you're approving the budget that you're looking at, and then we will approve the,
I just wanna make sure which resolution
Yeah.
is this one
Yeah.
first.
I don't see how we do this. Not in good conscience, if we know we're gonna make these big cuts. So it's like a false.
Everything.
Well, we can't go back in time, so
No, we can't touch it.
that's what I'm saying, we need to get. Yeah.
And I was gonna say, I'm open to suggestions. I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to be.
I mean, we're looking at,
I'm open.
like you said, wages, we're looking at layoffs.
We're looking at all kinds of different things.
Right.
This is no joke.
No, this is no joke at all.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty of it all, and I'm sorry that you guys have to go through this, but we have to get this straightened out.
So if when you look, you can see that Rachel and I worked on making sure that when we did payroll, everybody was split across the
Right.
departments that they need to be in,
Mm-hmm.
and that wasn't that way before.
Right.
And that way it's coming out of the proper account in the proper area. for water, or sewer, or streets, or
Oh, I know you all
general,
want
and
to
things
live.
like that.
Mhm.
And it's the same with the insurance, with retirement, with the health insurance. I mean, we have broke it up into every category, so when you're looking at the line items and things, you can see that we put all of that information in there. But I don't know what else to do.
So to piggyback off of what Brenda just said, and talking about layoffs and pay cuts and stuff, at what point do we actually talk about that? Like, when do we really go in depth with those?
That would be something that it is considered personnel, and we would definitely have to probably, we'd have to speak with Ed. And I would process.
There's a difference
that
between
first off.
personnel and personnel. Personal
I didn't ask you
information.
to speak, thank you, I'm speaking to
Uh-huh.
Nicole, thank you very much, I appreciate it, sir.
No, you don't.
So,
You wouldn't have had this problem if you addressed it when I first brought it up.
so anyway, what we will do is we'll probably, if that's something that we have to do, we will contact the attorney, and that's what it is we have to do, and the process that has to take place if we do that way.
Okay, so can you call him and find out when we can discuss that?
Once we get this meeting over and done with, I'm probably going to be addressing him tomorrow morning anyway.
So right now, we're just approving this paperwork, and then we'll come back to this down the road.
Part of me votes yes, is that we come back on this within like 2 weeks. Oh, yeah, I'm good, let's each other's with it.
I'll make a motion to approve this, 2024 budget.
I'll second.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sargent,
I with the stipulation, with
within
Stacy.
at
Mm-hmm.
least 2 weeks.
Within,
Alderman Hanson,
Sorry, I apologize. Then we will move forward with the resolution approving and adopting the 2024 budget, and if you wanna put on there the stipulation for,
and you want 2 weeks, or you wanna do that sooner?
we'll give it 2 weeks, it might be. I will entertain a motion to read this resolution by title only.
so maybe,
So moved.
Yeah.
I'll go pump. Alderman Roskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sargent,
nay,
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
A resolution approving and adopting the budget for the city of Winfield for fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024.
I can read by title only.
second, reading.
Sorry, is that it? Okay, yeah. Entertain a motion to read for the second reading by title only.
So moved,
I'll second.
Alderman Sargent,
nay,
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
A resolution approving and adopting the budget for the city of Winfield for fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024.
Now, I entertain a motion to approve this resolution. As it has been read.
So moved.
She put her first, I'll do second.
Okay, second.
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Okay. So now we're getting into our paid leave. So for previous year, or when did that actually start, whenever it was in January?
Let's see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've had lots of issues with this over the years, apparently, yeah. Well, actually, we're doing paid leave right now. We were doing January first. What was happening was, a lot of people were not, getting their time. Like you had to be, what was it, you had to be here for a year,
So
and then,
it was changed to January first of each year instead of the anniversary date of your hire. So then, like, I'll use Abby for an example. She was hired in February, so she didn't hear one full year until February of '24, which means she would have to wait until January of '25.
before she gets any time.
So
Makes absolutely no sense. So, after going through and reading over everything and just kinda going through all the policies that, it really makes sense, in my opinion, makes sense to go by anniversary date. If you look over here, it also talks about like the sick leave. It talks, there's all kinds of variations, everything in red, sick leave will start accruing the first full day of work rate equals sick leave. We've got, typically what was happening was we were doing, like your first year was 40 hours initially, right, ladies?
Yes.
And then your second year was 80 hours. And I was thinking, well, for sick leave, just make it 8 days and so be it. I mean, just, you're here for a year, your anniversary date, you get 8 days, you either take it or you lose it. You don't accrue it, you don't get payout, you don't get anything, it's just, it's sick time that is available to you.
one of the changes that's also different on here is that it was paid out at the end of the year, and that is not gonna happen, so.
Yeah, that's an expense,
I don't-
that we had.
Don't agree with that one. Now, these aren't rolling over, it's, is this,
So on the vacation time, what I had suggested was, instead of us doing this massive payout at the end of the year, which actually, how much did that end up costing us this year, buddy? Was it $17,000? Okay, for a payout this year. And that was policy, so we had to pay that. So instead of having payout, what we would do is we would allow a rollover of 5 days for vacation time only. You get 6 months to use those 5 days. If you don't use those 5 days in your 6 months, you lose those. And then you have your additional days of what you're gonna accrue. Yes, sir. I think you guys are gonna be slightly different.
Okay, I was gonna say, cause
I
5
think that
days
your
for my
guys'
guys,
vacation.
that's 60 hours, so
Yeah, you guys are
Recommend.
slightly different, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
so on page 2, under sick leave may be used for, I don't like how bullet 3 is worded.
Where's that at? I'm sorry.
On the second page
Yes,
of the pay leave, it's any routine health care appointment. If it's a routine, Marcy, if it's a routine health care, we have to use our
vacation time.
PTO or vacation, pretty much PTO, which is vacation time.
Okay.
Where with this, if they're sick, they would need, bring back a full, like a letter that they were seeing for that appointment, and then that could come out of the sick leave. But if it's a routine check, I don't feel like that needs to come out of the sick pay.
You only
The
take-
sick leave policy. Cause it literally says routine health care appointment in my opinion, that's like your yearly wellness visit that you, or any type of, like if you have to go back every 6 months because of medication.
But then if we're not gonna let them roll over sick time and they have to use it, that's encouraging maybe a lie there to use that for that. To say,
It's also kind of a buffer for those people that don't have the vacation time to be able to use that sick, because that sick accrues from day one. So they're accruing right off the bat, as opposed to vacation, you have that year.
First, on the first, whole year.
On their anniversary year, so it's pretty much the same as vacation.
Yeah.
I know this will be a I mean, to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter too much to me. I mean, it's, you use it or you lose it, so as far as I'm concerned. Now, could they possibly abuse it? Yeah, but it needs to also be noted that your manager or your supervisor also needs to be paying attention to their employees. So, I mean, if you've got somebody that's abusing some time, then that needs to be addressed. So,
if you have,
I just think that we should be careful.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think we're opening ourselves up to a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And
so I said, I don't have an issue with it at all. I think
one
just that
supervisor may think that it's okay, where another one may not. And now you've got one department doing it one way and one doing it another way. And I think it just needs to be across the board the same.
Unless you've got one that's abusing. But I mean, that's
But
abusing.
who says it's abusing?
Because I know with Mercy, for me to even, I have like over 300 hours worth of sick leave, and I can't use it because it keeps on rolling.
He's got 800
But
hours.
for me to just go to a doctor's appointment, which, for example, I have
He
one
has to
coming
use
up,
vacation.
I have to use my vacation
He
time. And then if I need FMLA, it comes on my paid vacation time before it goes into my sick bank. And I have to use 4 days worth of my PTO, then go straight into it. Which I don't have an issue with going straight into it. I don't know if we, like 2 days, like a day or two, with, you know, I mean,
It doesn't.
and
like you said, from building up so high too. For vacation time.
But I thought FMLA, they took your sick time first.
Oh.
Is that just in your field, or is that everywhere?
Mercy why?
Well, I know when I was sick and I was out of work for 4 months, they took all my sick time first,
Yeah, they don't.
and then they took my vacation.
See, they took
No,
my
they
vacation.
take my vacation, my PTO first, and then my sick.
And that was out of the corporate stuff. That was
Mine was corporate too.
I just know that we're not gonna have accrual of vacation time, like constantly building up. We're not gonna have sick time accruing, and building up and banking on stuff. We're not gonna have that. So, I myself don't have an issue. That's just my personal opinion. If you guys, however you guys wanna do it, if you wanna take out a routine health, it doesn't matter to me.
I don't have an issue with it, just, we're not gonna roll it over.
We're not putting it out, we're not gonna roll over sick time. So, the only thing that we can roll over is the 5 vacation days, but that's at manager's approval in order to do so. Okay, and then we have, okay, now the one thing I'm gonna tell you that I don't like myself is sick leave of 1 hour. I don't like that, I like half day or a full day for sick time.
I think that was probably for those that maybe had a doctor's appointment, that they didn't have to take a whole half day. They could just take, if they were only gone an hour, they only had to take, like, for example, for anyone that might have a go to the doctor and be back within an hour, hour and a half, so they're not losing 4 hours, they're only losing an hour and a
Do
half.
they not have the ability to make up that time? Like, whenever I go to my doctor's appointments, wherever I'm at, so, cause my doctor's so close, I literally can leave for an hour, come back, and I just stay for an hour, and I make up my time. Is that not an option here?
We can, yeah, but I mean, can the guys do that?
The guys can't do that. Are you gonna have, you just want the public works guys that leaves at 2:30, stick around for an hour, hour and a half?
In work?
And we have it, usually you're a two-man crew, we don't want them down the lagoon mowing grass by themselves, so you have to have somebody with them.
Okay. So let's roll through it. What do you guys think?
I had other questions about bereavement section.
Okay, well, let's finish up on this one, please.
But
Yes. So
whatever
we
we
said,
do.
on your sick time, you said that you're questioning the routine health. Do you want to continue forward with the routine health appointments or not? Can we get to an agreement on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is it.
Now, on the 1 hour increment, everybody wants to keep it at the 1 hour increment?
I would say yes.
Okay. So now everybody is good? And I'm sick leave will not be paid out at the end of the year, that's correct. You said that you wanted to move forward with an employee call to jury proceedings and a special absence and charge. Routine fee. Pay. Okay, and you said that you had, you had a question about bereavement time. Which one was that one?
So, what is the meaning for the, in parentheses, within the third degree, what does that mean? It's the first bullet under bereavement leave.
Oh, within the third degree, and
How you're related.
it's how you're related to the person that passed away.
And we actually have a list of what that means. Do you want me to, I can print it out for you, or you can go in Teams and find it.
Is that like a separate policy number, is it?
It's just,
Just a
No.
list?
no, I think I have it saved under, probably under personnel policies, because it probably goes along with this.
I'm just wondering if we need to just add that in there. Separate policy, this is,
Oh, like
Instead of
that.
having
instead of having that in there, just flat out, this is, cause that's what, going back with marketing, cause that's, cause
They
we
have
have
a
we have a definition on immediate family members, like, you got your family members, your immediate family members, is, and then we got 1 day of, bereavement a year for a non-family member that's meant special to us. And then the immediate family members would have been like aunt, uncle. But the regular family members would be like the mom, dad, the grandparents. I'm just thinking that if we have it in policy written out, then there's no confusion on it.
One unpaid sick leave granted to ten not covered in paragraph 1. So are you wanting that listed out, or are you wanting that, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, what it listed out, so there's
Part of the policy.
part of the policy. So then that way there's
Okay.
No questions.
Did you get all that, Tracy?
Well, we can add it to the
Cause it even breaks it down where seeing that, like, parents, brothers, grandparents, step parents, we got full 5 days, but with aunts, uncles.
Let's
It was
go
like
to vacation. Let's take a look at vacation. And if you look here on, the policy, it says policy, you got bullet number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was actually in question for, Tracy was actually having a problem with that. Because apparently what we had read before is that if you switched your position from a non-exempt to an exempt, basically you didn't get your vacation time according to your tenure. You got it according to your job. Exactly, and that's what I said, that has to change. That should be according to your tenure.
You didn't split 40 hours of vacation after 6 months, though?
For, like a director's position, to be a exempt employee.
That was the previous policy, right?
That part of it didn't change, that's how it was written.
The only thing after there is, if you're wanting to reward that, then go ahead and pull your years of 40 hours also. That's,
Change those.
that would be my suggestion on that, because you're getting a big
Get rid of the.
big jump from over here, yeah. Up to a year, if that's what you're gonna do there, would be my suggestion.
Up to 1 year at 40, and then 2 years at 8, so it'd be the same as the non-exempt, is that what you're?
No, this is, would, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
No, just making sure.
Do you want the vacation time to reflect the non-exempt?
Well, you're earning sick leave right away, right?
Do I?
You're earning sick leave right away, no?
It's a year.
It's a year also?
It's a year, yeah, except for exempt with the 6 months for vacation.
Is that the standard in those positions now, or? This doesn't sound like it. I'm just saying, usually.
Most companies, your first 6 months, then they give you a week, and then after your full year, you get a second week
For salaried employees?
for salaried and hourly.
I mean, that's something.
Where I worked before, that was the same thing, it was 6 months, 1 week, 1 year.
Like, when you hit your 1 year, you get 1 more week.
Yes.
And then when, I guess you hit your 2 years, that's when you get your 2 weeks. Is that what it is?
No, your first 6 months,
6 months, and then
1
your 1
week,
year.
and then when you get your 1 year, you get your second week. Most companies, until you hit 5 years, you get a third week's vacation.
So you only have to work here for a year, and if you quit, you get the week of 80 hours of vacation time that you haven't used.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel about entertaining the motion about starting sick time from the day you start, and then making the vacation starting the 1 year, following this first graph of the 1 year 40, 2 years 80, and 10, 120. That way it's a little bit more uniform, and we're not giving that much time away at 6 months. But if people do get sick or something, they have a little bit of buffer from the day that they actually start, if they need that time off. That way you're at least accruing something your first year, but not necessarily the vacation time like that. That seems like a lot of vacation time.
Why don't we, the sick time available after 6 months? That doesn't get paid out.
Right,
Somebody
because that's a
leaves.
lot of money you're out.
Yeah.
If you have a turnover, so
Because you
you
don't know
have
what that
a
person's
spot
gonna
where
like
you
their job
can't
or
pull
So if you give them after 6 months, you give them their sick time. Not the vacation, until their anniversary date, and that's when you give them. So then that way, like she said, if there's a turnover, you know, like your job, you're not paying out that sick time, or that
Vacation
vacation time.
time would start 6 months after your start date or on your start date, you start accruing.
Well, you would start accruing, right?
Right.
Is that what you said, Nicole? 6 months, or sick time to start on your date of hire, or 6 months after?
I said date of hire, but I mean, I'm not opposed to making it 6 months. I'm
so
just
they
trying to
have
make it a little bit more uniform, and to where we're not gonna be out all this vacation money or hours if something were to happen. Those vacation hours on this graph seem a little much.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and it needs to be uniform. I don't know why there's so many different things all over the place.
So, if we start, if I could speak.
Yeah, you go right ahead, I'm gonna.
If we start from day one with your vacation and your sick time, you start accumulating it. And then at your year anniversary, you have accumulated 40 hours of sick time and 40 hours of vacation time that you're eligible to use if you want to. And that's standard across the board for everybody. However, we have an additional clause that says that for your first, anywhere between from your 60-day mark through your year mark, you have an additional 2 days that you can use if you need to, if you get sick, but you have to supply a doctor's note for that. Quite honestly, if people are missing within the first year like that anyway, they probably don't need to be employed here, in my opinion.
Unless there's a special circumstance, which
Right,
would be that.
exactly. Unless they are sick, you
Yeah.
probably will have enough for that.
I mean, that's just a suggestion.
So are you suggesting that we get rid of that 2-day clause in there?
No, that you
No.
keep the 2-day clause. That they just have a note.
I actually don't think it's in there. I just suggested that just now, I think.
It's not in there at all.
I thought that there was a,
We talked about it.
We ain't talked about it.
That's something different. They're, 3 days.
On day 3.
Yeah, on day 3, if you miss 3 days,
That's
that's
pretty
something
standard.
different, yeah. This would be in addition to what we currently have.
And then for your vacation time, you were thinking about making everybody to where it was more like the,
So 1 year gets you 40, and you're accruing.
more 40, 80, like you said, 29 cents.
Because like I said, if you have a turnover, you're gonna be paying out some serious money. And when you, sometimes you're hiring new, there
6
could be all
months.
kinds of,
Get rid of
I would,
1 year, you got 40, 2 years, you got 80. And then the 10 year, you got 120. you've already got some people that are already accruing those, but you've got, how long have you been here? And you've already got,
Right, you won't be able to mix that.
You mean my vacation and?
well, if she's bringing down vacation to be, what, non-exempted, where are you at, Rachel? Sorry.
I'm at the 10+ years, so I'm at the 120.
So you would lose a week.
That part's staying the same, isn't it?
And you're just changing it for the exempt, right?
The exempt, right?
Because the non-exempt is the same, you're changing the exempt to the same as the non-exempt.
Yeah, so I'm still
You
not,
wouldn't change.
yeah, I'm good, thank you.
And then I'll be able to use them, right, too, so,
Well,
okay,
it wouldn't change it either, if he's a non-exempt.
okay.
So nobody would currently affect.
No.
That's a good standard.
Mhm.
All right.
What?
Are they going to carry over?
Oh, yeah, that's out, too, sorry.
All right, so we get on the vacation part, we wanna move forward with the work hours and pay? We think we got that narrowed down?
So the only thing that I added there is because salary works a different amount of hours than hourly, and that was never in here, so I just added that for salary, so that you know how many hours. So 45.
And are you squared away on chief with his hours and his
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah,
You guys don't have that all worked out?
Yeah.
I know that they work different.
Right.
Oh, it would affect you.
Oh,
And that was,
Okay, so
whenever I
the,
got hired, that was part of it.
so the vacation is gonna affect him, because he was hired as
He was hired with a
a non-exempt.
Not as hired as exempt,
Oh, sorry.
but that was part of the
that was part of
the
his.
hiring package,
I was gonna say, but that was your package, so.
so that'll stay grandfathered for lack of better terms, I guess.
It was part of your policy, I mean, that was part of your package whenever you were hired, and, I mean, we have to make a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It just takes something like that, whenever that was part of your hired. Okay, so it's 84 hours. So the majority of what you're seeing here is just correction out the city manager and changing it to clerk. You see a lot of that. We did want to put in here that, that the non-exempt employees should be working 45 hours a week. That's pretty much mostly what you're seeing here. Anybody have any questions? I mean, I know it's pretty minimal here, but do you guys have any questions about work hours or any kind of question?
Brandon, what's the non-exempt employee again?
Non-exempt, hourly.
I'm just looking at those hours, 45 and 48, why there's different.
Please,
What happens with
Now I
comp
have
time?
a, go ahead.
What happens with comp time if somebody has accrued their max nightly employment?
Well, for the police officers, because they don't do overtime.
Mhm.
So comp time is their extra hours.
My question.
Most of this is for Jeannie. It says in here that, under public works, it says they're not to exceed 40 hours within that week. Salaried employees will work any hours required before calling hourly employees. Now, I kind of have a slight issue with that because I can't foresee Jeannie actually getting down there and being able to fix those pipes. I don't know if that necessarily, I'm gonna ask you guys, but I just don't feel as though, I mean, I understand that, any kind of public works director, I don't know that they would actually, whenever there's an emergency, now I understand that they might be on call or what have you, but they're not gonna be able to resolve the issue.
Right. Well, typically they're, like if something was to happen at the treatment plant or something like that, Jeannie would go to the treatment plant because she said she had a chat with the guys, you know? It'd be the same for water shut-off days or something. If we have, you know, the person that's running that department to stay for the water shut-off day. Tim used to do that. He would be the one that stayed here and late, you know, till 6 whenever time we were open to payments they want to come in. On those days.
I think that they would be your go-to and then
Right.
be delegated from there if
Well, yeah, that's
maybe.
gonna have to be done,
Mhm.
delegated.
Yeah.
And that was the way that it was.
Yeah. That part of it, nothing changed unless it's in the red. You'll see the red, the mark through, and then the red.
And it's just
next to it
most
is
of the
the-
committee supervisor,
It
clerk,
is
that
just
kind
the
of thing.
word, manager, the clerk, or.
Do you wanna change the wording, though? Salary employees will work any hours required before calling hourly employees. So, do you wanna change the wording so that, it doesn't say that they, necessarily have to? I mean, aren't they gonna be able to delegate whether or not they can go work, or they have somebody else do that, or what do you guys?
I mean, when it comes to the wastewater thing, it's gonna probably end up having to be a call to the, like a company that's gonna have to come out and fix, if it's like a major thing. You know, like when the pipes froze last year, that wasn't something that she can
I've
do,
been on every
or Billy or anybody else.
call.
Well, my thing is that like, no.
Right.
It's always Billy.
Like Billy.
Right, well, they work the roads, they're the ones that are, no, I mean, but he was available.
He's always available.
It was bad.
And that is why that, that's why I didn't know if we needed to change the wording.
I mean, I've been on every call with the guys. If their power went out at 2 in the morning, we were down at that lagoon, 4 hours in the dark. Either when there's storms, I always was with the guy. I might not be the one working the chainsaw. Right. But we went down together as a team and we figured out what needed to be done and addressed it that way.
Okay. Anybody, any questions or anything about that?
So what are we changing on the sick part of it, what was decided? Well, because Nicole brought that up and then Rachel said something about it, so. Is it being left the way it is, or are we doing something?
Range for the sick leave, right when they started, and
Right, because you guys were talking about that versus paying out.
Well, I thought you guys were talking about having the 2 days. Which that sounds decent as long as they have a doctor's, they have to have a doctor's note for that.
So 2 days from the start of their employment,
After their,
after probation period,
probation.
What is their probation, usually 90 days?
90.
After 90 30 days, they have 2 days available to them. Or after their probationary period, you can just let out the that. But they must have a doctor's note.
And then we're going after 6 months or a year, or how,
How long is it before the?
Everything was a year after that.
okay.
If you were gonna give the 2 days as far as sick time was concerned, everything was gonna straight up be at a year. If you were gonna give those.
How long is it before hourly employees are given health insurance, offered this health insurance? So that would coincide with that, okay.
Yeah, the health insurance is 90 days, like the health, life, dental, vision, and then after 6 months, then loggers starts coming out for the retirement part, so they have like a 3 6-month period that they don't have to pay anything into it.
So then you have quite a few
I
changes
know
that you
now,
need to make
so I
there.
will-
So do we wanna go ahead and just wait for those changes to take place before we do this resolution? I would probably not be a bad idea, because there were quite a few changes that need to take place. Make sure that we get it right. I know you wanna, do we have to have it in order before the new year though?
I think that we need to have it in order before the new year.
I didn't know what like money
Yeah,
payouts, none of that affects it.
well, no, that's not gonna affect any of it, but I feel like we need to have it in place before the new year, so we're not
Can we,
trying to figure out if January 1st.
All the changes that you made, are you comfortable with all
I
of
mean,
those?
I can type it up and, have it available for you guys to see.
Approve the changes, we can always revisit if there's a problem.
Right, right.
Yeah, since we're not having a meeting till the 11th, it's already starting in the next year, and we'll have to figure out the rules for vacations and different things that we're doing.
Do you wanna go ahead and bypass that one? Or do you wanna, the resolution?
approve the resolution with the changes?
Yeah.
Second.
How do you read it?
Sure.
And then Brenda, you seconded this one? Alderman Roskowski?
This is for first reading, or?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Do we need first reading, second reading, vote?
No,
First
for
reading.
first reading.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant?
Aye.
Alderman Hanson?
Aye.
Alderman Reed?
Aye.
A resolution approving revisions to the city's vacation, paid leave and work hours, and pay policies for employees.
Entertain motion to approve.
Make a motion to read title only second with the pending changes. A second.
Alderman Sergeant?
Aye.
Alderman Hanson?
Aye.
Alderman Reed?
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski?
Aye.
A resolution approving revisions to the city's vacation, paid leave and work hours, and pay policies for employees.
Entertain a motion to approve this resolution with the changes that we have previously said.
So moved.
Second. Or second.
Okay. Alderman Hanson?
Aye.
Alderman Reed?
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski?
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant?
Aye.
Okay, and then we are going to move on to the resolution. This is for the one-time transfer funds.
That's all it is what it's.
Okay. And that's what we spoke about earlier, transfer funds.
Thought we were voting on that.
This is the resolution, and then we have to do a resolution for the,
Okay.
for the review, we make that kind of transfer. Entertain a motion to read this resolution by title only for its first reading.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Alderman Reed?
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski?
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant?
Nay.
Alderman Hanson?
Aye. Aye.
We have to write it in, Brenda.
I'm sorry?
You have to write it in. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
And this is for the resolution to approve the.
Right, yeah, okay, okay. Sorry, thank you.
That's okay.
A resolution authorizing the city clerk of the city of Winfield, Missouri to make a one-time transfer of funds from the transportation sales tax account into the city reserve funds account at First Mid Bank in the city of Winfield, Missouri.
I'll entertain, wish to, read the resolution on title only for its second reading.
So moved.
A second.
Alderman Sargent,
Committee?
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reese,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
A resolution authorizing the city clerk of the city of Winfield, Missouri to make a one-time transfer of funds from the transportation sales tax account into the city reserve funds account at First Mid Bank in the city of Winfield, Missouri.
Entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
So moved.
So moved.
Nicole, second?
Second.
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reese,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Name?
So we have no new business. I'm going to, take a little longer than we had expected, so I will, entertain a motion to take a 10-minute break and, to go into closed session. Our closed session is going to be, for legal for the closed meeting and closed records authorized in exception, except to the extent of disclosure otherwise required by law, public governing body to authorize closed meetings, records, and votes to the extent of being related following legal actions, causes of actions, and litigation involving a public governmental body, hiring, firing, disciplinary action, promoting of particular employees by a governmental body, specifications of competitive bidding, until either the specifications are officially approved by the public governing body. I'll entertain a motion to actually go into our closed session. We will not be going into public after our closed session.
So moved.
Second.
Alderman,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
We can go into our 10-minute break, please.